Hey there, just sharing a quick video of how to create an A/B test for your campaigns. So I'm just filtering to the published ones to see which ones I want to create. So let's start with this electrolyte review. So I'm going to go into A/B testing, click create A/B test, and then you can either test campaign versus control, which would be testing against nothing, or campaign versus campaign, where you would test one message versus another. If you are doing campaign versus campaign, I would recommend keeping something in the experiment constant. So, for example, sharing two different sets of copy with the exact same color background, the exact same font sizes, color, styling that's being tested on the exact same products. So, really, the only experiment would be testing which copy performs better. Same could be done for testing on the exact same products with just a different background color, for example. Let's start with the campaign versus control. This is what I would recommend as a starting point for all of your A/B testing to get a benchmark on how things are performing. So what I'm going to do is start by grabbing that electrolyte review. And you can also filter within here as well. So we can filter to published. It doesn't matter whether or not the campaign is published or unpublished. Once it goes into A/B test mode, it will then publish if it's not already. Let's click that and then go to the next step. You can change the name of the A/B test. Success metric is, it doesn't really matter. It's going to show you all of the success metrics, so you can ignore that. And then the split, just do 50-50 to start as a benchmark. And then once we see that a campaign is performing really well, you can always move the slider to go to like a 90-10, for example, which would be helpful if you know that the campaign is already performing well, but you want to continue to hold out a control group to just understand your ongoing impact over time. So I'm just going to go ahead and click publish. And then when you go into your A/B testing dashboard, you'll see your cumulative A/B testing results, which is your all-time data across all of your A/B tests to just see how things are performing. We're about to launch some additional filters here to be able to filter by dates as well as do an export via CSV. So that you can start to break down different types of campaigns, how they're performing, as well as look at them in different date ranges. So we can see that this A/B test is now live. We have the no campaign as the control group, the electrolyte review as the test group. You're going to be able to track your performance on each. Since it's a 50-50 split, the impressions will be almost equal. They tend to be anywhere between like 49% and 51%. And then you can track your, add to cart rate, conversion rate, all of that. You'll see your test results on the far right, which will be red if they're negative, green if they're positive, and blue if they're neutral. Just make sure that you're looking at the data to see that you have at least a couple thousand impressions before you start to draw any major conclusions. And then once we start to get a sense of what's working, we can always switch one of these campaigns to a 90-10 split if it's working well, turn it off if it's not doing well, or start to test it against another message if you want to figure out how to beat your initial test. So hopefully that's a helpful overview on A/B testing.